Okay, so we're back. So here, what I want to do is start to set up some basic drawings, like we're going to ask you to do. And I'm going to start to think of this as, a space. And I think what I'd like to do just before we do this is I kind of want to get rid of this shape. And let's just let's just carve this down a little bit more. Hit F8. Alright, I'm gonna move this, move that up. I'm gonna hit F8 again because now I actually do want to be locked in. And I'm gonna say wire cut again. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'll move this face up a little bit. I could kind of imagine somebody sort of, let's see, our person here, sort of walking around. All right. Where is it? Where is our person? I'm going to turn that clipping plane back on. Oops. I see. Here's our person, and let's put them down. Right. You can see when my clipping plane is on this purple layer, the place that's being cut through, I get this kind of bold purple line, like like it's a drawing actually. All right. So turn our clipping plane off. Turn the layer off for a moment. Let's delete that curve. Right. So okay, let's think about turning this into a drawing. So when you draw it, we're going to, there are two key things. There are many key things, but two of them are, one, making sure you're in control of your units so that you can understand scale. And here's a trick that I like to do that helps with that. Is I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to draw it from 0, 0, and if I hit R, 60, 60, that's going to make it 60 inches by 60 inches, and the R means relative to whatever point I clicked at. So if I click here and I say R 60, 60, right? That's I get a 60 inch by 60 inch, otherwise known as 5 foot by 5 foot rectangle from there. I know that that's my 0, 0 point. I'm going to move it somewhere over here. Right, you can see it's now at 0 and Z as well. I'm going to extrude it up by another 60. Oops, why does that not seem cubic? Let's try that again. Extrude curve 60. There we go. Right, and I'm going to put that on its own layer, and I'm going to call that layer ref box. And this is just something that I do as a way, and I lock it, right? And I'm going to keep that around so that I always have this kind of piece of geometry that I know exactly the size and location of it, so that I can test when I'm making drawings or whatever that that the scale is right. So let's start out with a plan view. The first thing is let's make another clipping plane, and this time I am going to draw it in the top view, and I'm going to make sure over here, right? Let's see, do that, and I'm also going to make sure it's set to be on my clipping planes layer because I like to keep everything neat and tidy. Now you can see I've clipped away most of the good stuff. So typically a plan view, people disagree a little bit. Some people say 4 feet, but I'm going to move this up instead of 4 feet, 42 inches, not 42 feet. 42 inches, 42. What's going on? There we go. Right, and you can see some things are being cut through and some things are not. Right. So that's kind of what we want. Right. Now the it looks like, by the way, right. I was like, why is that purple? It's purple because my my reference box is being cut through. So I am now going to select everything and use the command make 2D. And I'm going to make sure I'm in my top view. And I'm just going to say okay. Now you can see I didn't get my my reference box here. That's a problem for me. So I'm going to make sure I unlock the layer. Try that again. Make 2D. There we go. Right. Now you can see, you know, if I go to right to perspective view, right, it's actually maintaining my source layers. I think that's actually one of the options. You know, and that's helpful. Now, it would also be useful to have this place that's being cut through, right? So if I just draw a rectangle, right, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that to just guide me as I use the section tool. So I'm going to say section, and I'm going to select all these objects again. And then I'm just using that to be able to select. All right. Oops. And all right, now I'm going to move it. All right, and you can see here what it's given me is it's given me the places that are being cut through. And the nice thing is I can use my little kind of box there, my little reference box, sorry, to position it perfectly so that everything is overlaid nicely. And I'm going to we can create a new layer, and I could call that layer section cut, and make it, you know, I don't know, pink, and I can put all this stuff on that layer, right?